What's going on, guys? AJ Bodie here, back with another video. Today I want to talk about women and men both cannot rationalize, they cannot logically think when they're feeling with emotions. They're acting on emotions. So what do I mean by this? First of all, if you haven't already, please go vote on my community tab on YouTube, right? So all I ask of you, just take a vote right here. Right here, go to my community tab, my posts, right? And go vote who looks the best. Please. That's all I ask. The latest post on there. Just go vote and like the video and subscribe. All right, let's get into it, okay? So you're going through a breakup and you're asking yourself, why is this happening? I can try and fix it. I can try and like make them stay, right? I can logically convince them to stay with me. But the thing is, people do not think logically when they're breaking up with you, especially if it's women. They will think more emotionally. They won't even think emotionally. I can't even explain this. They will feel emotionally. They don't use their brains. And I'm not trying to insult them. This is the truth. They will turn off their brains and use their feelings to talk. So what you say, what do you mean? How do you do that? You can literally turn your brain off when you're going through a breakup, right? And you're only feeling how hurt you are. And it's really weird because it's like I don't feel like that most of the time because I can turn my emotions off and think logically. I do that a lot. But a lot of people cannot function like that. They have to turn their brain off because if they think logically, it's like logically this can be fixed. Logically, this is something that is working really well because logically this person makes me feel really good, but it also makes me really scared. So I don't know what to do, and then they turn their brain off, and then their nervous system gets activated, and then their nervous system is like, oh, this hurts way too much, and then they turn off their brain, it goes to the nervous system, and then they just start feeling really bad. So they're like, you know what? I can't do this. They trigger their avoidant side or their fearful avoidant side, their attachment style, or their anxious even their anxious attachment, and then they will start to they're feeling everything. That's why a woman will always say, "I feel like you don't care about me." And you're like, "I care about you. I care about you." And it's like, "Yeah, but I don't feel like you do. I don't feel like it." And it's like, what does that mean? I didn't know what that meant. It's like you don't feel like it. Logically, you should feel like it. I paid for your dates. I paid for all of the dates. I never let you pay. I always take care of you. I always give you kisses. I always give you hugs. I always fuck you. I always give you input. I always give you advice. I give you gifts. I give you gifts that are tailored to you, not just some. Oh, here's a Starbucks gift card. I give you a gift that I made myself. I do acts of service. I tie your shoes when they're untied. And okay, you're gonna be like, that's stupid. But that to me is really sweet. It's like your shoes untied, let me go ahead and tie it for you. I I act like a masculine figure around you. I don't talk how about how suicidal I am. I don't talk about how depressed I am, right? But then they think it cannot be it can't be repaired. Why? Because they're not thinking. They don't think like that. They turn their brain off. They cannot logically think. They just turn their brain off. They go through their nervous system. They feel really bad, and then they just turn off their nervous system. So that's why they just feel. I feel like. I just feel like. When a woman goes through a really hard time, they feel it. They don't think about it. When a man goes through a hard time, and again, this could be different for each individual person, but most likely, this is what men and women kind of differ. This is where you differentiate between the two of them. When a man goes through a really hard time, yes, they do feel, of course, but they have to think about it. They have to plan. They have to sit in a dark room and think, what the fuck did I do wrong? A woman will feel the emotions and they would think, and they would feel really bad and they'll just start crying. They'll just start, they'll instantly start going in healing mode. How can I heal? How can I get away from this situation? A man will start thinking, how can I, and if you're an avoidant man, it's different. But if you're a man and you're like, how can I fix this problem? So you instantly start thinking, right? You're sitting in silence and you're thinking, how can I fix this situation? You're like, okay, if she leaves, she's leaving right now. Why is she leaving? She feels like I don't care about her. How can I get her to feel like I care about her? And unfortunately, buddy, there's nothing you can do. She already feels like you don't fucking care. But you've already been caring about her, paying for her stuff, taking her on trips, spending time with her, tying her shoes. You may even be like complimenting her as well, and you may be doing all the stuff that you think is what she wants to hear, right? But it's like, are you doing everything? Because for me, personally, in my anecdotal experience, they always feel like I don't care about them. And it's like, what am I doing wrong? I never guarantee them security. Security is like the biggest one. They never know if I'm going to stay or leave, right? And that's my fault right there because I never actually tell them, hey, I'm here to stay and I'm not going anywhere. I always seem like I'm like 1 foot out the door. And the reason why I do this is because I have my own insecurities. I have um, my own problems that I have to work on because I think to myself, if I go 100% in, they're going to get tired of me. So I have to take 1 foot out and I have to be like, I have to look like I'm leaving. And I'm thinking logically, and this shit works for like maybe 6 months and they start getting tired of it and that's it. Right? And if you're like a man that just went through a heartbreak, you know that you start thinking more emotionally and irrationally because your emotions have been dialed up. You've went through a traumatic event and now you cannot deal with this. So logically, you can't think logically anymore. It's only emotional from here on out. For like the next 6, 7 months, you cannot think rationally because every time you try and think, oh, you know what? Science suggests that you shouldn't reach out, but then your heart is like, if I don't reach out, they're gonna leave me. They're gonna be gone forever. That's stupid. I would feel a lot better if I just texted them like one message, hey babe, we can fix this. Let's just work it out. It's over, man. It's over. The relationship is gone. You're never gonna get that same relationship back. You're never gonna get that girl back if you keep reaching out to her, begging for her to come back. If you've already begged for her to come back once, what makes you think that she's gonna come back the third time or the second time? It doesn't make logical sense. But you spiral because you're in such emotional despair because you're about to lose someone that you really care about. And now you're thinking to yourself, oh shit, what can I can't think. My brain is so, I'm clouded. My judgment is clouded by all the emotional distress that I'm under. So that's why you need to, as a man, have an ability called metacognition. Because what is that? What is metacognition? Imagine you have a brain right here that is kind of like tied down to the world, right? It's kind of like your emotions, your nervous system, and all of that. Now imagine you have something that's up here that's like maybe like your soul or like a second brain. And this is where derealization might come in handy. It's like, for a fact that people only think right here when they're a healthy individual or even insecure or whatever. They only think right here and they do not have metacognition. But you're thinking, I just got angry what am I about to do next? In the split second, you're thinking to yourself, what can I do when I'm really angry? She's breaking up with me. Am I going to yell at her for all the nice things that I've done for her, for all the kindness that I've gave to her? Am I gonna yell at her? Oh, you're such a stupid bitch. I hate you. I wish that you die. No, I don't think I'm gonna do that because that is an emotional response that I'm thinking about. I have the emotional response. It goes to my head. I'm about to say it, but then it goes through my second. I run it through my other head, right? Run it past this guy, and he's like, "Whoa, that is not your character. Why would you do that? That is not how we built this character. What are you doing?" And again, even though that you have this guy right here, he could still be like, "Don't do it," and your emotions could be so strong that you do it anyway. So you're like, "Don't do it," right? And if this guy is strong enough, you're like, "Okay." And then this guy is like, "Okay, so what can we do? What would this guy realistically do?" You would let her go. I tried convincing her. It didn't work. So now I have to let her go. So you say, okay, thank you for the relationship. Or you don't even say thank you. You say something like, hey, I hope you find someone that makes you really happy and I wish you the best. And I love you, and then bye. And that's it. And you leave her alone for the rest of your life. Or you reach out to her a couple months later, a few months later. And that is if she hasn't reached out to you. And again, every fucking day, you're gonna go, this is what you're gonna go through. You're gonna go through withdrawals of love. You're gonna go through with going crazy. You're gonna go through all the 5 stages of grief. You're gonna get mad at her. You're gonna want to reach out to her. You're gonna want to you're gonna go through all the five, whatever the five are, and then you're gonna be like, oh shit, she's finally gone. But each and every day, you're gonna think to yourself, there's two ways you don't reach out to her. One, you're so fucking scared of reaching out to her that you're a pussy and you won't do it. And you're acting on fear. It's like, I can't. I cannot reach out to her. The second one is, okay, I know that if I reach out to her right now, it's probably not going to go in my favor. I'm very emotional right now. She is very emotional right now. She left me. She was the one who dumped me. She's very avoidant when it comes to these things. She's a fearful avoidant. And one day she just came out of nowhere. Not for her, but for me. And then she leaves. So why would I the next day, on day one of the breakup, right? Because people think a breakup is just one day thing. It's like, oh, okay, bye. But a breakup can span forever. You can literally get out of a relationship and the breakup spans for forever. Until you can love someone else without thinking about that other girl, you're still in the breakup, buddy. So on day 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whenever, your metacognition has to kick in all the time. It's like, I want to reach out. Okay, is that logical? No, it's not, because we just said we're gonna have to wait 30 days. Did she reach out? No. Should I look at her Instagram? No, you should not do that. Why would you look at her Instagram if you're trying to move on? It's only gonna pull you back in emotionally. By the way, she doesn't have an Instagram for me. I'm just saying in general. Most girls have Instagrams, and you're gonna try and stalk her. You're gonna try and orbit around her or whatever via Instagram. Don't do that. It's not a good idea. And I have experienced that in the past, and I have done that, and it took me a long time just to get over that one other ex few years ago. Um, but that's besides the point. The point that I'm trying to make, right? Before I developed mega cognition, metacognition, mega metacognition, right? I It was 1 a.m. and I reached out, and it took maybe like 3 months. I reached out to this one girl on April 1st, and I told her, hey, I sent her a long text. I was like, I just need her. I need her. I cannot think without her. I'm having anxiety without her. I need her. So I reached out and I texted her a long paragraph. Hey, I'm sorry that this happened. I'm sorry I was like this. Pussy, bruv. Instantly, she's not even going to reply. I was like, hey, I know that I should have done better. I should have treated you better. I'm sorry. Instant turn off. It's not going to work. She's already banging a new dude. It's over, bud. So now you need to think to yourself, after that happened, how do you feel about that? Do you feel good? No, I didn't feel good. It was 1 a.m. in the morning. I'm pretty sure I was sick. So even if I did have metacognition at the time, it was impaired by my sickness. Because yes, this guy up here can be impaired slightly, even from emotional distress or even sickness. It gets disconnected. But you have to find your way back to it. That's why you have to give yourself time to find the little, I guess, signal or tunnel to get up there to be like, okay, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I about to do? That's okay. So I waited what, like 2 or 3 months to text her, right? That was 2, 3 years ago. Now, what about this one? It's been 3.5 months. It's been 3.5 months since I've texted this one. Why has it been so long? Why have I not cracked under pressure? Because one, my metacognition is better. Two, I've went through this experience before. And three, I know that that is not going to get her back. If she wanted to text me, if she wanted to reach out, she would. She would definitely 100% do that if she absolutely wanted me and could not live without me. Maybe she just wants to a little bit, oh, maybe I want to just a little bit. No. If she absolutely needed me, if she wanted me, she wanted to come back, she would. She absolutely 100% would, because women think on emotions. That just means that I have not piqued her emotion. I have not heightened her emotion. I have not gotten her an emotional state that has brought her to exploding to reach out to me. That just means that I have not done enough in the relationship, whether good or bad. I have not triggered enough emotion for her, or she is a fearful avoidant, or she's an avoidant, and she takes so fucking long just to start thinking about the relationship and how good it was, or how bad it was, but how cool I am. But for an avoidant person, it usually takes around like 2 months, 3 months for any relief stage to wear off. And the relief stage is basically when um they start missing you. Like when it wears off, that's when they start missing you. The relief stage is basically when they're thinking about breaking up with you for a while, and they're like, okay, well, I'm finally gonna do it. They break up with you, and it's done. They're like, whew, that's off my chest. You know, it's off my back. I don't have to worry about this anymore. I'm free from this, right? But then after a little bit, they start to go through the reminiscing stage, or the curiosity stage. Like, oh shit, and eventually they will reach out, or they don't, because maybe they're not emotional enough. Maybe they're even not an emotional person. And if that's the case, if they're more logical, then they're not going to reach out to you. They're going to move on because they know that that's best. Honestly, that is the best situation. That is the best choice you can make when it comes to a breakup. Move on. You wouldn't have broken up in the first place if you had a perfect relationship with them. If the relationship was perfect, you guys would have not have broken up in the first place. Logically, you should have communicated with them, but emotionally, you fucked up there. That's why you need to use a lot of logic in relationships. But you have to be logically, emotionally prepared. So logically, okay, she should have stayed because of everything I've done for her. But you have to somehow be able to be so smart up here that you know emotions, that you know how emotions work. Avoidant, you know attachment styles, you know, like, oh, how you can hook somebody, how you can get them to like stay with you forever. You know the circumstances, you know how it works and everything. You know, you have to basically read their mind. And if you can't do that, then you're gonna go through a breakup one point or another in your life. And of course, you're never going to be able to achieve that ability of just knowing everything. You can't do that. You can't be that strategical, and you can't be like, oh, well, you don't know what she's doing right now, right? She could have already moved on. She could be with another guy that's actually better than you, and she will never reach out again because now she's hooked on that guy. You don't know. Anyways, guys, that's it. That's the end of the video. Best move would be to move on. That's the only advice that you should take. And if anyone tells you differently, okay, then follow my advice. Follow my advice before. If you want a different route, it's like I want to get them back. Think about what I just told you about how they don't think, they feel. I know a lot of men do that too. They try and think, but they can't, so they start feeling. Women try and think, oh, they can't do it, they start feeling. That's exactly how it is. It's both. It works both ways for both genders, but men are more logical, and women are more emotional. But just think about that. You cannot think when you're too emotional, and women are very emotional creatures. So it's not that they can't think at all. It's just that their emotions are dialed up to like 11. Yours is like dialed up to 9 going through the breakup, and theirs is dialed to 11. So you have those 2 extra points on them. They already broke the scale. It was a scale of 1 to 10. They broke it. It's gone. They can't calm down yet. So you have to think. You have to pull yourself back logically with your mind, with your metacognition that you've learned how to control, and you dial it down to like a 5. And it's like, fuck. You're not crying, and you may be like trying to be like, can I fix it? Or no? Okay. Well, fuck. That's it, guys. That's the end of the video. Just take that advice into consideration. Physique check. Physique check. Ow, fuck. This looks weird. Um. Anyways, guys, that's it. Again, just think of it like that. Like I told you guys. Like I told you. They feel. They don't think. They feel. You, men and women, they both feel their emotions when going through the breakup. Women feel more than they do think. So you think about that. Most weak men feel and they act on their emotions. Just to let you guys know. And here's a bonus, right? Here's a little bonus story for you. Someone was going through, let's just say, a divorce, right? And they went through the divorce. A woman went through a divorce. She felt it emotionally. I was there for that. I was there to see how bad it was. She felt it. She was crying her eyes out. It felt really bad. She knows that the divorce is good for her, but she was crying really bad. 10 months later, another girl is going through that. And the girl that went through the divorce previously was like, suck it up, you fucking pussy. Suck it up. You'll get over it. It's not worth crying over. You see how she couldn't really empathize or empathize with the person? You see how she was like, yeah, you can't feel your emotions. I can feel them when I'm going through it. But when you're going through it, you suck it up, you fucking pussy. It's like, what the fuck? So they can't logically think about that shit. They don't logically think about it. Because when it's happening to them, oh, it hurts so bad. Why aren't you comforting me? But when it's happening to someone else, it's like, why are you thinking like this? What is going on here? Why are you feeling this way? Just feel happy. You've experienced this. This is some women, by the way. It's not all women, but you've experienced this. So you're telling me that you felt this and then you forgot about what the emotion feels like? And you can't remember what that felt like? And then you're gonna tell them to suck it up, you fucking pussy? You're an asshole. That's it, guys.